So today's video is about an ex-Black conservative who exposed himself on TikTok, talking about some of the things he used to say and do and how he used to carry himself. He has a message for Black people which followed with an apology. So let's take a look at it.
To any Black people that have an ear to hear, do not ever disregard your own race in the name of MAGA. Do not ever be as idiotic as I was. See, I was that Black dude in 2020 talking about MAGA this and MAGA that, pro-Trump this and pro-Trump that. I was that Black dude in the comments on your Facebook page disregarding race. That's not race, bro. Stop taking everything as race. That was me.
And I want to chime in very quickly. First, let me apologize for cutting this off. I'm so sorry, but I just want to quickly say this. Please permit me. This message is not for only African Americans, because there are Africans in America who are talking about how they are conservative. A good example would be African Hippie from Kenya. We made a video on her a couple of weeks ago, and I still have a part 2 to do, by the way. Another good example would be African Lioness from Nigeria. Made a video on her sometime last year, cannot remember the month, but both videos, hers and African Hippie, are going to be linked down below in the description if you want to check that out. So yes, there are Africans that go to America and become conservatives. Don't know how it happens, but it happens, and their content on TikTok pisses me off.
I was that Black dude that jumped off Twitter and ran to Parler, all in the name of free speech. I was that Black dude that spoke bad about my own community in the name of getting love and validation from the white conservatives. I was that Black dude that threw dirt on George Floyd's name. I was that Black dude that listened to Black conservatives and felt empowered. Don't ever be like me.
Don't be like people like African Lioness, for example, again, another good example, who is on TikTok talking about, I am not your people, you are not my people.
I'm not your people, you're not my people. I don't roll like that. Just because we have the same skin color doesn't mean that you're my people, or vice versa.
Your skin color is beautiful and it's important. Your community is important. Stick by your people. Don't try to please other groups. This is my apology. This is my apology to the Black community. I let you down. I let you down. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It takes great courage and strength to out yourself or expose yourself, to come out in public and say, oh, this is what I used to do, and this is what I used to say, and this is how I used to carry myself, and truly take accountability and apologize, seeing and understanding that your actions have been affecting people, but not just any people, your own people. Knowing fully well that when you come out in public to say this, you're of course going to get backlash. People are going to be offended with you. People are going to be angry that you did this, you betrayed them, but then you know that this is a necessary step you have to take.
I had an identity crisis. I wanted the white conservative to love me. I wanted to belong because I felt like I didn't fit in with my own people. After dealing with depression, anxiety, mental health, my brother dying, January 6th, I took a step back on everything that I thought I believed. I took a step back from Christianity. I took a step back from being Republican. I took a step back from being conservative. I took a step back and I analyzed things, and I realized that a lot of white people, their love for me was conditional. I started noticing certain comments that stuck out to me. It made me start questioning things like, I like you, man, because you're not like those other Black people. You're really cool with me, man, because you're not a thug. You don't dress like those other guys. You don't talk like those thugs. They would say to me, you don't act Black. Call me brother. Give me hugs and tell me, oh, I'm so proud of you. You didn't fall for that BLM garbage. Okay. I used to soak that stuff up, man. All that love and all that validation I thought I was getting from white conservatives. Always telling me I'm one of the smart ones and I think with my head. Always tell me, I'm glad you're saying it, because if I said it, I'd be racist. I don't know what took me so long, but I finally started to analyze those comments and ask, why do white people accept me? Is it because I'm trying to be them? Be one of them?
He's an ex-conservative that asks himself some questions, but if we are being honest, as a collective, we need to ask ourselves some very vital questions. It's not just the conservatives or the pick-me's, because they are black people that are not necessarily conservatives, but they hold like certain beliefs and they carry themselves in a certain manner and they think and feel a certain way that is not 100. They are not supposed to be carrying themselves that way, but they do. There's a lot of thinking we need to do, a lot of questions we need to ask ourselves, and so searching we need to do, because we may not necessarily be conservatives, but there are some things that we believe in, there are some practices that we uphold, there are some mindsets that we continue to promote and propagate and perpetuate, there are some ideologies that we are still carrying with us that we are not supposed to. Some very anti-black, some very anti-African, some highly xenophobic. Just there's a lot we need to shed, right? And it takes looking very deeply into yourself to, you know, search for the whys. Why am I doing this? Why do I feel this way? Why do I think like this? Why am I carrying myself in this manner? Like, why am I navigating this world like this? I had to move because the kids have taken over that side of the compound. So yeah, as I was saying, what was I saying? I can't remember, but let's continue.
Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the criticism. Thank you for the love. Thank you for all the comments. Criticized or not criticized, I deserve it all. Even the criticism, I deserve it. I know I hurt people, and I deserve to eat that and take that for what it is and learn my lessons from it. I want to address two questions that I keep getting. Number one, I keep getting the question of, why did I even go down the MAGA route anyways? And number two, I keep getting the question, what was the wake-up moment?
For maybe the Africans that might be watching this that don't know, the MEGA is Make America Great Again. Yeah, so that's what it means, just to help us understand better.
So why did I go down that route? It's because I was a radical Christian. I believed in pro-life. I didn't believe gay people should be married. I was just all the way down that whole radicalized Christianity. I believe this nation was a Christian nation, and I believe that everybody else needed to fall in line with Christianity. Republicans are generally Christian nationalists, so I felt like I belonged with them. Trump was getting popular in 2015. It came with both praise and criticism, but different talking heads started to come out, like Brandon Tatum, like Candace Owens, like Ben Shapiro. And because I was a radicalized Christian, I naturally kind of just followed them. No, I did not do my research. Yes, I took everything they said as fact. From what I blindly believed as a Republican was that the Democrats were the true KKK, and Candace Owens and B. Tatum and all of them were talking about getting off the plantation. So I thought I was more logical than other black people. Stupid. That is, for the most part, how I got started in the MAGA route. There's a lot more context to it, but that's a very quick summary. I put myself in an echo chamber, and at that point, I was almost completely gone. I didn't listen to any other commentary, nor the news reports, nothing outside of what I originally believed. I was gone at that point. Number two, what woke me up? So what kind of started to wake me up was when all the monuments was being torn down of all the historically racist people. And the Republican Party was telling me that the Democrats were the KKK and the original racist people. But it was the Republicans over here that were mad because you were destroying their heritage. January 6th finally did it. At that point, the light bulb went off, and I just started asking questions. Are we really blindly following this guy? Is he really leading us into a battle? Are we in a cult? And then, as I said before, depression really kind of topped it off. My brother dying topped it off. Everything really just kind of topped it off. I stopped doing what I was doing, and I started looking for the real, true, factual answers. And things slowly changed. Deserve that. Got that one, and I have probably a lot of those, actually. I also have different comments saying that I'm a spy, and I deserve that too. So why am I doing this? What's the point? We got another election season coming. I'm not going to be quiet no more. I've done enough of quietness. I've done enough damage. People are also telling me that talk is cheap. and I need to get to work. So I'm getting to work. I am here to pull the Uncle Ruckus out of black people, because I have the Uncle Ruckus in me. So maybe, just maybe, if they see me and I tell them my story, then I'll be able to pull it out of them. But as some of you know, them black conservatives are stubborn and brainwashed, like I was. Them Republicans are having events, they're having rallies. Candace Owens is being Candace Owens. Brandon Tatum is being Brandon Tatum. I mean, these guys are double, triple, quadrupling down. They're not going to change. They're getting paid for it. I changed. Maybe I can put a little dent in their communities, pull them out of those communities, and welcome them back home, like the comments I'm getting.
Okay guys, that's it. I didn't want to talk too much so we can really focus on all he had to say in his video. I hope he finds a way to be able to recover, because if we're being honest, it's not going to be easy for him, because when you finally see the truth and really sift through the lies like that, you really start to feel a certain way. If he does need like professional help, I hope he gets it, because it can really get to you, especially as a black person. When you see that, I don't know how long he was embedded in this, when he starts to look through all the things he has done and said, and how those his actions and words have negatively affected his own people. I'm sure he's going to be greatly affected by that. And the fact that he went through this whole process during the time he lost family member and he was dealing with depression, you know, adding all that together with finding out that, you know, you were in such a wrong place and you were causing so much harm and damage, I don't think it's a good recipe. It really isn't a good recipe, because it really would be a lot that's weighing on him. Sometimes when I say things like this, I try to put myself in the person's shoes, and knowing the kind of person that I am, I know that if this were me, I am going to be greatly affected by this, because yeah, things really do get to me. But let me know down below in the comment section, do you think this is something that could affect him? Do you think he's going to take this with him forever? I know some of you might be very hard on him, which is understandable, but yeah, let's also appreciate the fact that he was able to retrace his step, right, and come back and leave all of that. So that's got to count for something, right? I'm happy that he was able to see the light and move out of the darkness. I just want to share this with you guys. I hope somebody out there would learn from his experiences and not, you know, just go through that route like that, the lost route. I'm going to leave it here. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know down below in the comment section what you think. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Okay, so in this video, we're going to talk about two different things. I'm going to wrap it up into one thing. So what we're going to talk about is a term called otherism, or whataboutism. And also, I'm going to tell you why most black conservatives will not say BLM, but instead they'll say all lives matter. Let's get into it. Okay, so otherism or whataboutism. These terms I've heard thrown around a couple times. Basically what that means is deflection. So for an example, a white cop shoots an unarmed black man. A white man guns down a black dude. Otherism or whataboutism would be pretty much the black conservative would be like, what about the unarmed white man that got shot? What about the unarmed white guy that got shot by the police? Why don't we talk about that? Okay, pause. The problem is that we don't actually start talking about that other stuff until an actually innocent black man gets killed. So again, deflection, deflection, deflection. That's all it is. Another thing they talk about is Chicago. That's a big example. They do that all the time. They'd be like, well, what about all the shootings in Chicago? What about them? Don't their lives matter? They have never cared about Chicago in the first place. They only bring it up when there's a shooting of an unarmed black man. That's the only time they bring it up. They do not care about Chicago. That is an example of whataboutism. That is an example of otherism. They only care about the other stuff. Basically, black conservatives are brainwashed not to stay on topic. Why do black conservatives say all lives matter instead of black lives matter? Because we're brainwashed to be all-inclusive, even though suffering is exclusively happening to the black community. The Republican Party isn't really too inclusive in anything else, but when it comes to all lives matter, we're all inclusive there. Bro, my car broke down. But what about my car? Bro, your car's working just fine. So what? I'm offended that you're exclusively focusing on your car even though it broke down. Bro, why did I used to believe this stuff? Okay, I hope that helps. You at least understand the black conservatives mindset a little bit. Brainwashed, brainwashed. The subject for today is stay on topic. Some of you are going to be like, bro, how could you not have seen it? The writing is literally on his wall. All right, well, I don't know. It just didn't click until it clicked. But once it clicked, I realized this is one of the most popular talking heads in the Republican, conservative, black conservative movement. I cannot, and will not ever align myself with somebody like this again. Ever, bro. He calls himself the legendary black redneck. But hey, if you're white, he's got a positive shirt for you. It's okay to be white. But if you're black, he's got a shirt that mocks your ancestors. His ancestors. This shirt is 100% cotton. That's why I picked it. And it has his signature on the bottom. And don't forget the Confederate flag in the background. The saddest part is that his core base is white people. So he's selling those shirts to white people. I can't. No.